Hey everybody, how are you? I am back. I'm Miss Penny. I'm here with Marengo-Union Library and we are here to do another craft. This week we are doing a it's going to be footprints in the sand. So um, I'm really excited for this one. I think this is going to be so fun and beautiful. And this is going to be one that we are going to do on a canvas. So you are going to get to save this one forever. I mean, you can save them all forever, but this one you can hang on the wall because it's a canvas. You can, just like all your others, you can paint it and give it away. You can keep it. You can do whatever you want with it. So this is what we are going to be making today, something very similar to this. And I'm going to try and walk you through it. So stick with me, guys. We can get this done. This is going to be my first time painting this as well. And I had a friend who was super sweet and helped instruct me on how to instruct you how to do this. So I think it's going to turn out beautiful. I think we're going to have fun, and we have all our ocean creatures to help us. Do you guys love going to the beach? Yeah. Yeah, the beach is so fun, isn't it? I love going to the beach and just sitting and watching the kids go swimming. Sometimes I'll go in too, but mostly I just like to put my feet in and watch and listening to the waves. I love doing that. So the ocean's really far from us. If you guys want to go to an ocean with all these wonderful animals, you're gonna have to travel a bit. But if you go to an ocean, you get to see little turtles, and you can see dolphins if you go to the right places, right? Turtles, the same thing if you go to the right places. Look what else you can see. Yeah, and if you're really unlucky, you'll see one of these, right? And then maybe even some of these. But there's even more little ones, right? There's little Merlins and Nemos, and there's some Dories, right? You never know what you're gonna run into in an ocean. You never know. Look at seahorses and jellyfish, and look at Jaws up there. You never know. Yeah, you just never know. But really, the ocean is a beautiful place, and we need the ocean on this earth to survive. So if you've ever been to the ocean, it's really pretty. And if not, any beach is really pretty anyway. Just listening to the waves. I love listening to the waves. Anyway, let's get started with our craft. Oh, here's Mr. Sharky coming to say hi too. Hello. Hello, Mr. Sharky. We have lots of Mr. Sharkies here. Look, there's shark hiding back there, and there's a couple sharks in the table. There's even some on the picture. Okay. The things we need. let's stop talking about Mr. Sharky, shall we? Let's talk about the things we're going to need for this craft. You are going to need maybe 2 cups of water, okay? Because we're going to want to use water for this one to help make the paint flow a little bit easier to make your beach print. And there will be in your kit, you're going to have some paints. So we'll have some yellow and a couple blues, and you will have also some glue, and you will have a little cup of sand, okay? Those will be in your kit, and you're going to need a paintbrush, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe even 4 if you don't want to rinse them. The water is for 1 cup of water is for rinsing, and 1 will be for helping to paint. So if you don't want to rinse them, grab a few paintbrushes, okay? I'm going to move this shark so we can start painting. Oh, I wanted to show you this really cool. Oh, I'll show you this at the end. I'll show you it at the end. Okay, so we're going to start painting. First thing that we're going to do is we're going to wet this board, okay? So you're going to take your paintbrush, dip it into whatever water cup you're going to use just for water, and just wet your board, okay? So you don't want it doesn't need to be soaking wet. Oh, also while you're painting, oh, I just used both cups of water, right? Right, okay. let's move this way. Okay. You're going to use both cups. Why did I just say both? Silly me. You want to keep your paintbrush flowing side to side, okay? So make sure your paintbrush is always going side to side, because that's going to help your paint flow when you're making your beach scene. It's going to help make your paint flow a lot nicer. It's just going to help it. It's going to make your sand and your water, it's going to help it look really flow. And I've said that already, but I can't say that enough. It's just you just want to do that, okay? All right, so you've painted your canvas, right? Everybody's got it painted? Good job. Now we're going to start with the sand, okay? And the sand is going to be yellow. Now, before you start the sand, I want you to take your foot. Oh, where's my foot? Foot, okay? And I want you to make sure that you're going to make your sand tall enough for your foot, okay? Because that's where your footprints are going to be. So if your foot's really tall, your sand's going to have to be really tall, okay? If your foot's a little bit shorter, you can put your sand a little bit lower, all right? So make sure you're going to put your sand as tall as your foot, all right? That's super important. That's the first thing that you want to make sure you're going to do. As soon as you've decided how tall your foot is, you can start dipping your paint. So you can do your paintbrush is already wet, and that's good, that's okay. You're going to start dipping, okay? So you're going to take your paintbrush and you are going to go ahead and wave your sand, because sand is not even on a beach. Has anybody noticed that? Yeah. So you probably aren't going to want necessarily a straight line. You kind of want a wavy line, because sand is kind of wavy on the beach, right? Now every time you dip your paintbrush, I want you to dip it in water and then the paint, okay? Or paint and then the water, because that's going to help it see how it kind of helps it blend a little bit better, all right? So I want you to go ahead and keep doing that. Paintbrush, paint, water, paint, water, paint, water, and go ahead and finish painting your sand. Remember to keep your paintbrush going the same direction, okay? And the direction that we want to go with is horizontal, which is side to side. All right, so paint in all your sand, paint and water, paint in all of your sand. And you don't even need it to be all the same color. Like, you don't need the yellow to all be perfect, because sand is not all the same color, is it? No, sand is all different colors. If you want to perfect if you're a professional painter at home, which I am not, but if you're a professional painter at home and you would like to add color to your sand, you want to add maybe a little orange or even a little brown to give it a little bit more color, you can feel free to do that after your yellow is on here. That's totally fine. We, in this craft though, are just going to use the yellow, and the yellow will work just fine. So yeah, just kind of use your water, and if it's really streaky, go ahead and keep adding a little bit of water just to kind of help it blend a little bit better for you, so that your sand is all painted. Remember to keep your paintbrush going the same direction so that it flows nicely, okay? There we go. All right, so we've got our sand on the bottom, and you've made sure that your foot will fit on the sand, right? Your foot's gonna fit here. Whew. If you haven't made sure, do it now before you start adding the water, okay? Because the next step is water. You want to make sure that your foot's gonna fit onto the sand. All right, so make sure your foot's gonna fit. Your foot's gonna be going up and down. So you want to make sure your foot will fit this way, up and down, okay? If your foot doesn't fit, make your sand a bit higher so that your foot can fit. All right, you just paint it however you think your sand looks beautiful. And when you think your sand looks beautiful, you may stop painting your sand. And And that is that. All right. I'm going to admit my sand is a little bit streakier than I would actually like it to be. And I wonder if it's the paintbrush I used. I'm not sure. My friend did not tell me what kind of paintbrush would be the best. But I don't think it matters, honestly. I think it's however you want it to look. And sand isn't perfect anyway, right? Sand is kind of, yeah. I mean, sand is, yeah, I'm just going to add more water. I think that's my trick. Water, water, water. All right. Anyway, that is the sand. I don't know about you, but my arm is getting a little tired. I'm doing this with my picture sitting up. You guys can have your table or yours laying down on a table. I'm just doing it so that you can see what I'm doing, okay? All right. Once you have decided that your sand is perfect, we will move on to the water, okay? So that's tall enough now for your footprint, right? Good listening, everybody. Let's do the water. For the water, we're going to start with the dark blue, all right? If you're painting, if your canvas dried, if you want to wet it a little bit more, go for it. My water is yellow now because I've used both of my waters. That's okay. Go ahead. I'll wet it down a little bit more. Okay, so you want to use your dark blue first. Go ahead and dip your dark blue. Remember to dip it in the water as well. Okay, and then paint your water. Okay, start with the dark. This is your water. So we're painting. And again, we want it to blend. So water and paint is a good thing. Okay, I'm hoping I'm not blocking your view, everybody. Okay, so we're water, paint, water, blending it in with the sand because it does that, right? When you're at the beach, what do you notice when the water hits the sand? Does it blend or does it like completely stay away from each other? Is sand waterproof? No, it's not. It's not. You can make sand waterproof, but yeah. All right, so go ahead, keep doing that until you have that part of your canvas painted and all your water is painted on the top with the darker blue. Well, I'm getting the edges pretty. There we go. Okay. Whoa. Wow. All right. All righty. Once you are happy with your dark blue, that is when we will add in the lighter blue to give it some more contrast. Okay? All right. So, I think it's dripping a little, but hey, you know what? Water does drip into sand. It actually crashes into the sand when it's waves, right? So I think I'm actually happy with my blue. Are you guys happy with your blue? Are you still working? All right, that's fine. You can keep working. I'm going to go ahead and move on because I am happy with my blue, my dark blue. I'm going to rinse my paintbrush and I'm going to move on to the light blue, the teal blue. The teal blue, you just use a little bit. So we'll get our paintbrush wet. We just need really a little bit. And you just kind of want to give it a little bit of, just kind of blend it in there a little bit. See how it gives the water a little bit of color? A little bit of, yeah, there we go. Do you see how it changed the top just a little bit? That's all you want. Just kind of gives the water a little bit more contrast, a little bit more color. So blend it all together. Yeah, this is beautiful. All right, blending in our blues. Again, when you've decided that you are finished, when you have decided that you're finished, not when I decide, when you decide. And you can also even add like dark on top of it again. And you can even make it go like this, so it's more like wavy. I kind of made mine a little bit straight, but I mean, water is more kind of wavy, right? So you kind of go like that. There we go. Then I'll even add a little bit more of the lighter blue again on top of that. There we go. And when you're happy with your water, like I said, that's that. Your painting this part of the painting is complete. I might have added a little bit too much of the lighter blue at this point, because sometimes I go a little crazy with paint because I'm not a painter. I've said this several times, haven't I? I feel like I've said this several times. I'm going to actually add a little bit more of the dark blue again. But I'm going to add it like with my paintbrush to the side so that it just kind of gives it a couple lines, see? Instead of like really painted it in there, I'm just going to kind of give it some lines, some streaks of it, because I don't really want it to be like painted in there. I just want it to like, I just want a little bit of, there we go. So you can even do that, just kind of streak it in there. If you have a thin paintbrush, which I did not grab, that would probably be really well. There, oh yeah, you see how that is? How it's kind of streaked up a little bit. Also, if you have white paint at home and you wanted to like even add a little bit of white on top of the blues, you could do that too. So it almost would look like waves or something. Okay, how about that? What do you think? I like it. I like it with the streaks in there. Okay. All right, I'm feeling better about my water, guys. What do you think? What do you think about my water? What do you think about your water? That's more important than my water. Good? Awesome. I forgot to bring something to wipe my hands. Good thing I had paper towels over here. Okay, guys, that is all I'm going to do with my painting. I'm going to now, what you have to do is you have to let this dry. Before you can put your footprints on, this is going to have to dry. So this is the time when you get to relax. So actually, it might even be a good time to do a little bit of cleanup. If you have a mess from your paint, a great time to clean up, everybody. You know, I love cleanup. So this is a great time to clean up if you have paint messes. Just leave out your glue and your sand. That's all you're going to need for this. Okay, so let's clean up, clean up, clean up, clean up. Okay, I'm going to pretend you're clean, and I'm going to pretend this is dry. I am not putting my footprint on here because my feet are just too big, and I'm just not. So I'm just going to explain how to do the footprints, okay? Probably best maybe to do the footprints outside because the sand can be kind of a mess. If you're not going to do it outside, if you could use some kind of pan to help catch the mess from the sand, that would be awesome, okay? So we're going to pretend this is dry, all right? I would like you to put this canvas either on the ground or in the pan, whatever you're using, okay? And then I would like you to take 1 foot at a time. You can only do one at a time, okay? 1 foot. And if you need someone to help you, that's great. Have somebody to help you, okay? And you're going to take the glue, which you're not going to have glue like this. It's going to be in a nice container so you can use a paintbrush, okay? You're going to take your glue. You're going to take a paintbrush. You're going to paint the bottom of your foot with glue. Yes. All right. Make sure the whole foot is covered. Toes. Make sure all your toes are covered. Make sure your foot is covered, okay? You can be generous with your glue. All right? Not too generous, but generous. All right? You don't want it to be like drippy drippy. Now, when your foot is painted, don't let it dry. You don't want dry glue on your foot quite yet. Maybe later because it'll be fun to peel off, but not now. All right? You're going to take your foot, and just like the picture shows on the back, you're going to stamp left foot and right foot on the side so it looks like you're standing in the sand. Footprints in the sand. Okay, so you're going to take 1 foot at a time. You're going to press 1 foot on to your canvas. Okay, so let's say you're putting 1 foot here. Okay, you're going to make sure that you're pressing really well and you're getting all of your toes pressed down, okay? And then you're going to be very careful. Pull your foot up, because if you don't pull it straight up, you could smear it, and then you won't have a perfect footprint, okay? So carefully plant your foot on there. Make sure all of your toes are stamped down, okay? And then carefully straight pull your foot up. You should have a glue print. Then you're going to take your sand and you are going to sprinkle it on to the glue print, the glue footprint that you have, okay? And then you'll have a sand print on your canvas. When that's finished, you can carefully do your other foot, do the exact same thing, all right? I think it would be best if you, let it dry before you start dumping the sand off of there so that the glue doesn't drip all over, okay? So once you have that complete, leave it be. Because if you pick it up and your glue drips, you're not gonna be able to keep your footprint intact, all right? Because if the glue drips, the sand is gonna drip and everything, and your footprint just drips. All right, so that's that. You're gonna let that be. That's it. Once that is completely dry, I would like you to take a permanent marker, a thin one if you have one, okay? Permanent, I guess you could take a pen too. A pen would work, but a permanent marker would be awesome. I would like you to take a permanent marker, and in one of the corners of your painting, sign your name, because this is your painting and that's what artists do. Sign your name. If you know how to do cursive, that's how we do signatures. So you sign your name in cursive. If you can't do cursive, that's totally okay. Write your name. And somewhere on this, front, back, wherever, put the date. Just the year is fine. You can write the whole date if you want, or just the year, because it's super awesome to know what date you made these footprints in the sand. Okay, so that's going to be your painting. You're going to have your own footprints in the sand. When it's completely dry, you can hang your painting up, give it away as a gift, and it will be signed forever. So before we go, I just want to show you this awesome picture, everybody, okay? Look at these laughing faces. Does anybody know what those laughing faces are? Anybody? Do you have a clue? Look at the top. Look at the clue. Oh, they are, look, I'll show you. They're an upside down photo of a shark. Look at that. I mean, that's hilarious to me. I found this picture and it made me laugh so hard. So I wanted to share it with you. I think it's hilarious. Guys, you have an awesome day. I hope you enjoy doing this craft. Maybe you'll even get to head out to the beach this summer because the beach is amazing. And I can't wait to see if you guys do these. Please send pictures, because I love when you do the crafts, and I love to see the crafts that you do, because everybody's is so unique and different. When you're finished, clean up. Always clean up, okay? This shouldn't be too difficult to clean up. You guys can do it. I have faith in you. I got you. All right. I will see you guys next week. Bye, everybody.